hate this one. You know New York, you need New York. You know you need unique New York.
Was there?
You know New York, you need New York.
You know
Ooh.
You know New York, you need New York.
You know you need unique New York.
You know New York, you need New York. You know you need New York. You know New York, you need New York. You know you need You know you need unique. You know New York, you need New York. You know you need unique New York.
You know New York, you need New York. You know you need unique New York. You need to get the unique. You got to get the unique.
You know you need unique. Unique.
Like neat.
Like unique.
Unique.
You know New York, you need New York. You know you need unique.
You're rubbish.
No, it's hard to do that. All right, I'm ready. I actually started recording as well.
Oh, great. Okay. Unique.
All right, people, welcome back to CHATaBOX. Obviously, you lot know Lito is not here, so I have a special, very special guest, a requested guest, someone who you lot would be happy to see, Mrs. KAIRA Memo Brown Landis.
It's like you're going to give up my whole cover.
I didn't know how much of your name to say.
Can I just say, I've already complained about the setup of this.
Why?
This up belly shot.
That's a dig at Lito already.
No, it wasn't.
What up belly?
Because he's not complaining, I'm complaining.
Up belly shot.
It's just that I feel like this is not my angle, you know.
Are you saying that what you normally see of Lito is not a flattering angle?
No, it's not.
No, you sure?
Yeah.
It's a safe space.
I'm just saying that for me, it's not a flattering angle, but I'm willing to work with it. Did you know that half a side of your face, which side of your face do you prefer?
This side.
So your left.
Hence why I'm sitting here.
Okay. Because apparently one side of your face controls more of the emotions. So I don't know which side it is. I'd have to look it up. I need to fact check this. But one side of your face shows more emotion, which is why you like it or dislike it more.
I like it more because it's sharper.
What's sharper?
Like if you look at my face straight down the middle,
Yeah.
one side seems very like sharp.
And the other
I'm not talking about my hairline, but
the other side's goofy.
yeah, and the other side's slightly goofy.
I like your goofy side.
Like I feel like this nostril's more round than this one's a bit pointy, isn't it?
More like a character.
Do you think?
Yeah, it is. You've got very, very wonky nostrils. You should show them. They're like completely different nostrils on either side.
What do you mean you should show them?
You should show them. Put your nose up. This is the camera.
I'll put a picture up. But it's 100% one side of my face. Like sometimes when I used to take a photo of my face, my passport, I used to look at my passport and cover one side of my face and think, if this flipped over to that side as well, I look perfect. But then when I take my...
Of course, I look perfect.
But then when I take my finger off, the face changes completely.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. I'm worried about our children because we've both got wonky faces.
You've got
so
massive
what if
eyes.
they end up with just the bad sides of both our faces?
Yeah.
It could either go really well or really bad.
Well, the problem is I was born with a lazy eye.
Yeah.
So I got one eye smaller than the other. And you've got two massive eyes. So imagine...
I don't think they're that big anymore. I used to think I had big eyes. And as a kid, it was odd. I looked odd.
Yeah, I don't mean really now. I've seen your kid pictures. But you do still have
so
big
you agree
eyes.
I looked odd?
You did look odd. You looked like that.
But odd in a cute way.
You looked like the baby from the dinosaurs.
Oh, okay.
You never grew up watching that, did you?
No, but I've seen it. I've seen the reference.
I'm the baby. Gotta love me.
I would say I was weird looking, but I did win second cutest baby in Lewisham. Second,
Who else was in this cutest baby of Lewisham?
At least one other person.
Of Lewisham.
Of Lewisham, yeah. They're cute babies right
Right. What did you say? You come second?
Yeah.
So you came first?
I don't know.
I don't know. How many people was in the competition?
I don't know, but all I know is I came second.
Could have been between you and one other.
No, because I remember, and they asked me to be in it. They basically scouted me.
So they
I
approached
saw
your
us
mum.
walking through.
They approached your mum walking through the shopping centre.
Yeah.
And she gave them the time of day.
Yeah.
And the next thing you was paying
And what do
for
you mean gave them the
your
time of day?
photography pictures I guarantee this is what actually happened, and you've remembered it as a beauty contest that you came second in.
I'm gonna fact check this. I'll get back to you. But I'm
Definitely
pretty
fact check everything that you say. You can say what you want on this show with chest. I like to, and do your fact checks after,
Well, we know that you don't do any fact checking.
or allow the comments to fact check you for you, and then
I don't trust them lot either.
No, they're good. They're good. They're good. We've got like specialists in all fields.
Oh right, okay.
In the comments.
Right.
In fact, I actually have to do the comments because Leo will be screaming. And they will be as well if I don't.
Have you already discussed the one where that person was cyberbullying you?
Who?
That person was cyberbullying you about your hair.
No, that was Leo on burner accounts. In fact, because you're a good reader, and Leo normally does the reading.
You can practice it, yeah.
You can just have you don't have to read all of them. You could just
what voice do you want? Dramatic?
How you feel like they was
I can't
saying
do accents.
it. No, but say it how you think they meant it when they wrote it.
Okay. Carrie's World 2693. Well done, Bailey. Embrace the hair loss. At least it ain't grey.
Pause.
Too much.
I haven't lost any hair.
You've gained scalp.
I've not lost. That was a good one. KAIRA, that was a good one.
Once again, congratulations. P.S. You hit 1,000 plus. I hit 100 plus. Good times. Yay. What? P.S. Should be P.P.S. Sorry. Grammar correction. Bailey, is back to you again. Bailey, relax. Hair loss happens to everyone. Yeah, corners, bald spots, hair dye. Use shouldn't annoy you. 1,000 plus subs. Congratulations.
So did she say that?
It was like a shit sandwich. It was like, well done.
Yeah.
You're bald. Well done.
Except she started with you're bald.
She didn't. She started with well done, Bailey. Then it was again, you hit 1,000
Who was that?
Plus you're bald. Plus, congratulations.
I'll take it. Thank you. I'm not going bald. Can I say, because you said something to me the other day that's actually stuck a bit. Yeah.
Oh, no, it's all coming out.
And I don't know if you said that off your own accord or if you was just jumping on this little bandwagon that's Leo's got going on in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah. But you said something about you want me to start putting some products in my hair to promote growth.
No, I said if you were worried about it, then you need to start I think you've got to I don't know, massage the follicles and get it going, because basically, for example, I've started taking collagen peptides.
What's that for?
It's for skin, but it's also for hair as well. But it's because
and nails.
When you get older, you lack collagen, and there's certain things that are in your body that the elasticity of your skin, and I'm sure probably the thickness of your hair as well, that your body just doesn't naturally create as much anymore. So there's nothing wrong with supplementing that. I'm just saying that that's part of it. I wasn't saying it, I suggest. I said,
no, that's what I wanted to check. Okay, cool.
If you feel.
So you felt that I was feeling the way?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Caught you in the mirror Hold on.
Go on.
Back to the comments. Do I have to do all of them?
No, you can just do ones that you think should be heard on.
Someone said, seat swap fucked your hairline. Think you left it in the other seat.
Alright. You see when I say you don't have to read all of them,
okay.
But you can read
all
some.
Right.
You don't have to look for
this
disses on me, You're moving like Leo.
Okay, well, this is another diss on you,
all
but this is one that's a separate diss, and I agree with this one.
Alright, go for it.
Big Bun. So it does sound a bit like Leo.
That does sound like Leo.
You are too old to be saying England isn't in Europe. I told you this last month with lots of exclamation marks.
England is in Europe.
Yeah, but apparently you must have said it.
You must be talking to Leo.
Ah, okay.
No way did I say that. Did I say that? England's not in Europe.
It sounds like something you would say.
No, I didn't say that.
Love the talk, Leo. You're definitely talking facts, from Mrs. Chantel Bogle. And she also says, Bailey, I love your hair.
Thank you.
Cool, there's a lot.
We're getting popular.
Congratulations, you deserve it. Putting in the work, trust, big love. Then back to the hair.
Jesus
I needed to shave all my hair off because I ended up in ICU, got rushed into ambulance in 2019. I had sepsis, got rushed into theatre. I can't remember anything, can't remember getting into the ambulance or anything. But I said to my mum, I'm not feeling well at all. And I wasn't eating or drinking and my face was thin and grey. Damn.
What's that? Just that's it? That's the end of the message?
Yeah.
There's going to be like something at the end of it, like, so don't worry, Bailey. I turned out fine.
That was it. It was just take the story.
Just give me the like, yeah, all right.
Daniel_198 says it's kind of mad we were never taught our rights in mainstream school. So I could presume that was like...
I'm so glad you brought that up because you're perfect for this. Because last week we was on the show and... Did you watch the show?
I didn't watch last week's, no.
Do you watch any of them?
I have watched some of them.
Have you ever watched the full
Sometimes
episode?
I look if there's like a mean comment about me and then I'm like, oh, better watch it then.
So that's what draws you in?
Yeah. Because sometimes
That's interesting, you know.
I find it hard. I love you guys, I do, but sometimes the misinformation that you guys talk about is a bit, I'm like, oh.
Whoa. There's no misinformation here. These are pure opinions.
Well, that's what I mean. So, okay, maybe let me rephrase that. Sometimes your opinions about the information that you guys have received annoys me.
Does it? And do you know what's interesting? So what draws you in is negative.
No, it's not negative. I'm just like, if you've posted a clickbaity clip and it's like, oh, KAIRA, she could.
Yeah, then you go and watch the whole episode.
Then I'm like, well, I better go and see what else.
But if you just see a post where it's like, I say, I love KAIRA, you won't watch that.
Yeah, I will. I'll watch it because I know that usually comes with a but after. So I'll go and watch what the but is.
So human rights.
Yeah.
What are they?
What
and how
are
can they be taken
human
away?
Rights?
Well, I kind of know what they are now because I Googled it on the show last week.
Yeah.
But the idea of them being taken away, or who's trying to take them away?
Who's trying to take away human rights?
Yeah. No one.
It's a bit of a broad question.
Right. So if you watch...
There's people across the world that are oppressed, yeah.
Okay, so what I'm saying is not ringing any alarm bells of what's been going on out there. Because I'm sure what happened was someone said something along the lines of they're trying to take away our human rights.
I don't know.
The government.
I mean, there's been like so many passes of which go through policy, which go under the radar, which are quite worrying, yeah. What you've done?
So I get for trying to use my foot.
So yeah, there's been quite.
I could never do that with Lito.
What?
I quite like having you here. I feel quite free.
Okay, good. Not too free. Yeah, there's been plenty of things that have been passed, which I'm sure are, impinging on our freedom of speech.
But we have that.
Yeah, but there's lots. Some would argue not so much anymore. But I personally
agree, because there's certain things I can't say.
Yeah, but there's certain things that I think you say from an ignorant perspective. I think that there's always room. Me personally, how I see it is that there's always room for conversation. But if you go into it trying to hurt a particular group of people, if you go into it not being open-minded to people's thoughts and feelings, that to me, then yeah, you're going to be ignorant, and then yeah, you can't talk about stuff, because there's certain stuff, and I've even seen it with you and Lito, but definitely a lot of people online that talk about stuff, and I'm like, but you've got no understanding. Like you've never spoken, like for example, and I'm not going to go into it here because this is a cancelling basis, but for example,
we don't shy away from those topics.
When people talk about the trans experience, what they will talk about, no, but just hear me out here, what they will talk about is, you might have your opinion on it, but have you ever actually sat down and spoken to a trans person? Have you read any trans authors? Have you been to any events that are curated by a trans person to understand their experience? But no, what they will do is, because of upbringing, society, because of what's trending, because of people around them, they're like, this is my opinion and this is how I feel about it. And nowadays we live in such a divisive world where there's no grey, there's no black, it's black or white, and there's no like, oh, well, I can disagree with you on this, but I don't want to kill you. I can disagree with you on this, but I don't hate you and want to slander you online. Same politically. Like, again, I'm not like saying what my thoughts and opinion are on it, but it's like nowadays, it's like if you disagree with someone on something, you are automatically, you have to be in that camp. And I don't like that. I think that's wrong. And I think, not to be deep, but something that I've been exploring recently, I think by nature of my birth, by nature of how I was created, being from like half white, half black, and being in very different scenarios in my whole life, I feel as though by default I'm going to look to the grey area, because I feel like I've constantly been in very differing situations my whole life and then able to see nuanced stuff. So I feel like it enables me to be like, well, I might not agree with that, but let me explore it a little bit more and work out where I land at the end. But I'm not just going to be like, this is how I feel. Like I've got I take issue with some misogyny and patriarchy, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to discount every single view that a man makes. Like that's stupid.
Yeah, but you kind of did with like Andrew Tate.
But I personally think I've looked at what I've seen in front of me, and I've unpicked it, and I've watched several documentaries. I've watched him online. I've read thought pieces. I've looked at opinions. I've looked at his followers' opinions, and I've looked at what it has created, and then I've been able to base my opinion. If I had been like, which some people are, I've heard Andrew Tate's not a good person, so I just hate him, and he should die.
No, but we do.
I don't think that.
We all do
I think
that.
I think he's misled.
Do you like Donald Trump?
Again, I actually don't think I'm well placed enough to say yes or no to that. I think that there's real obvious examples of where his rhetoric has been damaging. Definitely. But I'm not going to say that I'm particularly well versed on American politics, because I'm not.
Safe, playing it safe.
No, I'm not playing it safe, but that's where I land in these things. Is it's like I think I can have an educated and nuanced conversation about most things. Some things are going to be more emotionally charged to me personally, because just as a byproduct of who I am and where we are. Do you get what I mean? And if I was in America as a black person, a mixed race person, as a woman, when they're talking about abortion rights, but for a start, Trump does not support abortion. It doesn't matter if you've been raped. Like, to me, that's wrong. So I'm going to have more of a feeling about that as a woman, and particularly if I was in America, but I ain't. So
it's mad that some people can be like disliked for not supporting something like a child abortion, when really we're the ones asking for you to turn a blind eye to something that doesn't sound that ethical. Huh?
It doesn't even make sense what you just
like
said.
if I'm like I'm pro-abortion,
Yes,
and
which I think I would assume you would be.
I am.
Yeah.
But in saying that I'm pro-abortion, I understand that it's me that's saying want to choose whether we proceed or end life, which is more than somebody saying.
It's not about abortion. It's not necessarily about that, though.
What is it then?
Because again, this is just a controversial subject, but abortion is a woman's right to choose what they do with their body. And that's the issue, is he can be individually against abortion.
Bear in mind,
but when you are in power, you are enforcing it on women. Women who physically cannot have babies because they have ectopic pregnancies, which can kill them.
Wait. I'm trying to keep up with you. Women that can or can't have babies.
Can't.
Women that can't have babies.
Because it can kill them. Right. They say the child's life is worth more than the woman's. And that to me is wrong. That to me is categorically wrong.
Oh, so you're saying a woman that gets pregnant, but knowing that if I have this baby, I'm going to die?
I'm saying that is nuanced. I'm saying that we're not just talking about one woman with one baby. We're talking about all of the situations in which abortion can take place. A woman could have been raped by her uncle and still has to be forced to have that child, which is happening in states in America right now. It's happening across the world. And what I'm saying is Donald Trump can be individually against it. If you are a Catholic, yeah.
Is he because is it religious reasons?
Well, Republicans, they are religion is much more aligned with politics out there than it is here.
You can't really argue with that then, can you?
Well, this is the thing, is that you can be, but that's why I think that there's no room for religion in politics, personally.
Yeah.
I think that, because otherwise
I don't think religion should have any play in anything.
Exactly. So my point is that you can be individual. If you are Sally, the Catholic, who goes to church down there, me and Sally can go for a run together and really, really get along. But Sally might be like, me personally, I'm never going to do abortion. I don't believe in it. I think it's unholy. It's not what I believe in. And I could be like, cool, Sally. But Sally's not running for MP. Sally's not enforcing something on my life or my daughter's life or my friend's life or my sister's life or your sister's life.
But whoever's in power is going to always kind of run down to their own view on most things that they put into power.
Well, that's why I disagree, because I personally think if we were meant to have a true democracy and we're meant to be, that's why they're called, they're public servants. They are meant to serve the best needs of the public. And I personally think there's so many more fucking bigger issues than you having an opinion on my womb. Like, there's bigger things. Like, we did the Wade and Robson, or the law that they passed all of these years ago. Leave it. No one cares.
What's Wade and Robson? Because that sounds like...
I can't remember what it's probably not called that. I don't know why I've got that in my mind. What?
Can you hear that? Is it you on your chair?
I don't know. But yeah, all I'm saying is that I just think that, you know, that law to make that illegal for people and overturning it and whatever.
What's that? Abortion?
Yeah, it's been done, and there's just so many other things that we could be focusing on. But what they will is used within those parties as a play to get votes. They know that person, this group of people, if you say no abortions, they're going to vote for you. If you say like yes to abortions, they're going to vote for you. It plays into an audience. All politics is just a game, and that's why I think like it's so silly. But actually, what you really need to look at is the effects on like real life.
Maybe you should run.
My nan always says that. She's like, why have you never become an MP? She was like, you're so passionate about like being for the underdog and being like, you get really passionate about people and issues and being fair and equality. You should be an MP. And I'm like, yeah, but I feel like that means I've then got to join a political party. And the reality is that.
And then you'll have to be pushed into talking about things you don't care about.
Yeah. I'll end up like, what's that girl? Lynn May?
Never heard of her.
You must have done. I want to say she's mixed, but I think she's mixed.
With Asian?
Potentially.
Well, I guess.
And she is like very like forefront of like political debates, but she's very controversial. Like, she says things that people don't agree with a lot.
White people?
No, lots of black people too. She's very controversial, but you know what?
For the people.
I kind of rate her because she stands on business. Like, she says what she says, and then she's like,
do you reckon that's why
she's educated?
Yeah,
I like the fact that she is actually educated.
The person
she's not
that
just speaking shit.
The person that you've just described to me when I pitch, without seeing anything or hearing anything, it sounds like an Obama effect. Like, we've got a black person, but they're kind of white. So this mixed person.
What are you talking about? This is why I can't talk politics with you, because I just feel like...
Because I'm jumping off surface things, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, when you're talking, I'm just giving you what my brain's thinking. Like you just described, we've got this controversial mixed person in power where she rubs black people up the wrong way. She was
in power. I just said she's like an influencer. I didn't say she was a politician.
Oh.
Never once said
what
that.
Is she
I
then?
said she's into... She's like a...
Instagram.
She's like a social commentator. She goes on like some politics shows. She's an influencer. Like...
Powerful.
Yeah, but she's not an MP.
Yeah, that's what I pictured. I thought we was talking about MPs.
No.
My bad, them.
No, but if we're talking MPs, I really like... I think it's Zara Sultana.
It's crazy because I don't have a clue who you're talking about.
I know.
And I probably am not alone in that.
No, you're not.
I feel like there's a lot of the world,
but
important parts of the world that I don't
That's what I'm saying is that I'm trying to like... I know a little bit.
You know bits.
But to be honest with you, I think it's all a farce anyway. So it's like...
I feel like you follow politics the way I follow jiu-jitsu or sport
No.
or
No,
UFC?
because you watch hours of that a day.
Yeah, but I could tell you a lot about
definitely don't
UFC
do
and what's
that.
going on and who's talking what but I can't tell you anything about what
It's
you're talking
crazy that you can
I don't know.
name more UFC fighters than
about.
you
Them
can
politicians.
politicians.
Yeah, you know, I can't name one.
But I mean, maybe I can.
Rishi Sunak. Rishi.
It's embarrassing. Rishi Sunak. Yeah.
Is he even in?
Yeah.
Is he still running?
He was like our
Is
president.
Sadiq Khan still a thing?
Mayor.
He's the mayor.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of Asians running this country, isn't there?
Yes.
They've been doing it from time. Asian people, yeah, in general, like work together and help each other and their communities thrive.
So do Jewish people.
Yeah, but let's not talk about Jewish people.
Why not?
I don't know. I'm scared of them. I'm scared of the powers that
See?
may be. They've got too much power.
Yeah, but that's how anti-Semitism is born.
That's too much power. I just finished
anti-Semitism
watching
is born.
Inglourious Bastards again.
Yeah, but that's how anti-Semitism is born. If you just like promote that thing of like, oh, they're this.
But I'm bigging them up though. I'm not dissing them. I'm saying
but you're like, I'm scared of them. They're too much power. Like
they should be feeling pretty good about that. If anyone was like, I'm not speaking about mixed race boys with bad hairlines anymore. They're too strong and powerful. I'd be like, know yourself. I wouldn't be offended by it. Do you know what I mean?
Fair enough.
Was there any more? I stopped you on that question, and we went off on a tangent about politics. But was that the end?
You put my phone on charge. It's just I'm presuming this is you chatting shit about me.
What?
And this is written in capitals. I've been cleaning my... I'm joking.
What?
I've been cleaning my car out weekly for the past year. I've banned the missus and my son from eating anything in my car. My word clearly don't mean shit. It's becoming a joke.
Your car... I said... So you didn't watch...
Disgusting.
It's disgusting.
Disgusting.
Can we talk about that? Because it's good to have you on to talk about this. We were saying last week was that women, and this applies to you so badly, can be so like tidy and look after the house and be prestige and blah, 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 but they don't give a shit about their car.
Damn right.
Can you speak on that, being someone who clearly doesn't give a shit about their
As
car?
the ambassador for...
Not giving a shit about
Not
your
giving a shit about my car. Point number one, I don't know anything about cars generally. The most that I know about cars is from Drive to Survive, and even then...
Yeah, but you don't know anything about houses
it's
either,
Drive to Survive.
but you still keep it clean.
Yeah, but like... I'm just saying that what I'm trying to emphasize there is I don't care about cars. My mum, she's a petrol head. She loves cars. Yeah, so like she wants a flashy car. She can recognize exhaust pipes and
Yeah,
tell
but we're
me about
talking
it.
about hygiene.
Yeah, but listen to what I'm saying. Let me land. Let me land or don't ask.
All right, go for it.
So
Don't talk to me like that on camera.
what I'm trying to say is that if it was like something I really cared about, then maybe I'd want to look after it. This ring, for example, it's an antique ring. Yeah? It's antique sapphire and diamond ring. I care about this. I look after it and I clean it. A car, to me, is getting me from A to B. I don't care. Second of all, it's always been my safe space. So if I was, living on my own or I want some time, whatever, I'd just go and sit in my car. It's like my man cave equivalent.
Yeah, but men caves are tidy.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. That's our safe space.
All right. Well, all I'm saying is that I don't really care about it. Maybe if I loved my car, then I'd be more into it. But it's more of a effort, to get it cleaned. And I like my clean house, but I'm just get in my car and go where I'm going and get out. I want to be more like it. I know it's disgusting. I don't like it, but it just is the bottom of my list of priorities. If you want me to start prioritising my car more, something else is going to slip. Something that probably benefits you.
Forget about it. I don't give a shit about your car either. So, first topic.
So, I was going to say we can talk about our plans to move abroad.
Perfect. I've already lined them up. I've been saying each week I'm out of here.
So, at first, I was thinking about moving to Bali. Because we went to Bali a couple of years ago and I absolutely loved it. What was your favourite bit of Bali?
My favourite part of Bali was...
Not when you got Bali belly.
Not when I got Bali belly. Oh my God. Funny enough, that was my favourite time. but it was the worst part. That was my favorite part of Bali was when we spent time on Giddy Tea. We spent a week on
Shout out Wyan,
man like Wyan.
our friend, our Balinese friend.
Yes, who made it even better. But yeah, we spent like a week on Giddy Tea, which is a small island that you could ride a bike around in half an hour. And in that moment, of course, I believe that I'm part of the
he gets
culture.
very like into like he wants to be one of the locals.
I'm very
and like
local.
you get different types of people on holiday. You get some people that are like, I'm not really that interested in talking to people, and other people that are like chatty patties. And Reese goes in between.
I'm not a chatty patty.
You're not a chatty patty, but you will sometimes be like keen.
Very keen.
Especially if it's locals. Like maybe other Brits abroad, you're not on it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, do I call you Reese?
You call me what you want.
The thing is with this guy is that he will, like he's got a big heart, so he feels sorry for people as well. So then he'll like start a conversation with them and then like make friends, and then he thinks he's like one of the locals or like has some sort of responsibility to these people, and then wants to go back every night. Do you remember the German that you made the Russian guy you made friends with in Turkey?
Oh yeah,
Sergey.
Sergey. Yeah. What was his problem back then?
He was just really drunk.
No, there was something going on where
you-
people didn't like Germans.
Russians.
He was Russian, yeah.
Yeah.
There was something happening at the
You
time.
don't remember that big, war with Russia and Ukraine?
Yeah, imagine we was on holiday, like drinking at a bar, and a Russian man who was mad drunk.
So drunk.
He's basically on holiday on his own, and he said no one's talking to him, or no one wants to help him.
This guy,
because he's Russian, and because the Ukraine stuff. Oh, that's crazy.
Next thing you know, he was at our table
buying us drinks all night. Big up. What's his name?
Sergey.
Yeah. Like the meerkat. Yeah, of course he was Russian. I remember now. That's crazy. But back to Bali.
Yeah.
My favorite time was just because I think that was a snapshot of what I want my life to be like.
Yeah. I suppose
playing
that's
a guitar on a beach.
But I suppose that's something you have to think about though, isn't it? Because it's like we are going away, and I do want
to Thailand, by the way.
Yeah, we're thinking to do Thailand now. So anyone that has lived or been to Phuket who has any sort of suggestions, particularly if you're interested,
I've been to Puket.
Particularly if you're interested in Jiu-Jitsu or like martial arts and know anything about Fitness Street in Phuket, I'm quite interested to hear.
Well, you give them shout outs to my subscription base to respond to you.
You said there's experts.
There are, definitely. I guarantee there will be someone in there that has done everything you just said.
So any suggestions towards
Dan
Phuket and
116.
Thailand, then please let us know. But yeah, so let's think about that. But my issue is that I do understand what you're saying, and I do want a snapshot of my life to be definitely more chilled and whatever, but we still have to work.
Bit.
Yeah, but we need to develop a routine with it. I want to be like focusing on health, focusing on optimizing and all of that stuff. But I don't want to go over there and it's just like an extended holiday, because it's not.
But it is.
It's not.
No, it is.
But this is what worries me about this.
We're striving for a lifetime of holiday. Yeah, we're going to work.
That's not realistic.
Yeah, we're going to work. Yeah,
but this is what makes me not want to do it, because I feel like
we're going to get remote jobs. We're going to get remote jobs.
What I'm saying is it's important that we go away. We work out what percentage of our life we're able to like, what we can give in order to get what we need. But I don't want to come back worse off than what we were. I want to go across there to develop, whether that's mentally, jiu-jitsu, physically, get really into like optimizing the body, but also like what can we set up to make our lives better, and not just, I don't want to go away and fuck off all my savings and then be like, oh, well, that was a really good 6 months long holiday, but now we're setting up a GoFund on CHATaBOX so they can pay for our flight back. Do you know what I mean? And then we come back.
Do you reckon we can set up a GoFundMe to pay for our flights?
We don't have my event. We don't have this. We don't have our jobs.
If I set up a GoFundMe to pay for our flights, would you lot support that?
Please.
No, but obviously, yeah,
and we'll
we're gonna work.
It all.
But also, like, this is why this is good having you on the show. I remember we was talking about when we go to Thailand and travel. I'm gonna get back to doing way more content, and it'll be good to do content with you. So this was a good little tester for me. Segue, yeah. This was a good little tester to see how. I already knew that you'll be good on camera anyway, because you I've seen you do it. But with me, with your controversial style,
I'm going to say contrasting.
that's what I meant. That was actually what I meant. But
it's good that I'm here, isn't it?
Yeah. Just to correct me live so that they don't have to.
Well, this was something else I wanted to talk about, yeah?
What?
Which is maybe something slightly different. But I'm like, cool, you guys are able, we know, to come on here and chat shit. Where's the sponsorships? Where's it? Why are you guys not on Spotify and Apple Music? You're meant to be a podcast.
Yeah. There's a lot of things. I was actually, I was thinking about this as I was driving here. And I feel like when I look at other podcasts and what they're doing, there's no one behind it. It's just me and Leo. And when I say me and Leo...
Yeah, but there's a lot of grassroots podcasts, but you just need to be better organised. Just doing the content and putting a video out is not...
That's all I have the capacity for. What are you looking at? What's behind me? What are you looking at?
That's all you have the...
capacity for.
It's not the capacity, though.
It is.
It's all you have the can be bothered enough for.
All right, whatever you want to call it.
And, you know, these 1,000 subs, they deserve more. And maybe what you should try and do is implement like a bit, you might not want to keep this in, but you might want to implement a bit of, like, you guys just talk whatever is happening, but like
The disrespect.
20 episodes ago might not be relevant anymore. Whereas if you could do that, you keep that going, but you have one aspect of it or an episode a week, which is just... that can be listened to in 4 years' time. So it could be like, I'm not saying this because a lot of people do this, but like a dilemmas episode, or you...
No, I will want to do all of that. Thing is with Leo, right? He doesn't like to play the game.
Leo just wants to chat shit.
He just wants to chat shit. He just wants to be an
That's
agony
the issue.
aunt.
You've just got two shit chatters.
He just wants to be an agony aunt.
No one's steering this ship.
It's hard to steer.
Just admit it.
I normally like to steer these type of things, but it's hard to steer Leo.
Just admit
Sometimes sometimes I think of a good game and I'll be like, hey, Leo, blah, 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 and he'll be so against playing.
Do you think that I'm more malleable to your suggestions?
I haven't tried any.
Is this a coup? Are we kicking Leo out?
Well, you certainly look better next to me.
No, because all your followers love Leo.
No, yeah.
Leo.
No, but we'll do our own thing for our travel vlog. But a travel pod. A travel pod. Has anyone done that?
I'm sure
A podcast that travels around? No.
I'm sure they have.
Nah. You would have seen it.
Recently, what's happened in the past week or so, maybe is not like crazy important news, but it's been all over socials, is Molly May and Tommy Fury breaking up.
What?
What? But personally, I'm like, Tommy, you fumbled the bag because end of the day... No. I
want to talk about. I want to talk about
the next bit.
I want to talk about it. Yeah, I'm not saying this about you bringing it up, but I'm like in the grand scheme of things.
That's why I said it's not that important.
Who the fuck are you?
But wait. But if you let me land, it leads me on to the next thing. But I just need to say just my 2 pence on this.
I saw Tommy in a club like with his top off.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say to get onto. So the way that they did it was these release statements. Yeah. So I've got a couple of questions here.
Go on.
If you break up with someone and you are if you / anyone breaks up with someone and you are of like a social standing, do you think that you owe it to your followers and everything like that to release statements? Like, we still love each other.
In their scenario, yes, because their entire relevancy was based on their relationship. No one cared about Molly May or Tommy Fury before Love Island. And then becoming a couple. And then whoever did care was invested in the couple.
Well, if you actually look at Molly May, she's actually quite an astute businesswoman. Like
I'm sure she's done many things since coming out of the house. Lots of deals. Entrepreneur of the year.
It's not just
but,
that, though.
However, she was not...
No,
I'd never heard of Molly May
of course not,
before the show.
No, of course, I get that. But what I'm trying to say is that, in my opinion, he fumbled the bag because it ain't like he's a great boxer. And she was like PLT executive director on like millions of pounds a year. She's the one that runs their YouTube. She's monetized everything. He's just
Tommy.
So
yeah,
now he's just...
He'll be all right.
Yeah, he'll be all right because I'm sure he's fine with having less. Do you get what I mean? But still, I'm
having less.
What I mean is he's fine with like, I feel like he's like, oh, I'll be fine.
I'm sure he will.
But like, I'm also like, you fumbled the bag. But anyway, that brings me on to my second
Go
question.
on.
Is that when they were releasing these statements, if you do it in like comparison to like Maya Jama and Stormzy, theirs was like, look, we did this, we came back, we tried, we're still really good friends, please leave us alone, but like, we've got a lot of love for each other, blah, 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 nothing nefarious has happened. Molly Mays was like, never thought I'd have to do this. Like, the wording was inferring that she's found out that he's cheated on her several times, probably. So my question is what do you think constitutes as cheating?
For us?
Does it differ?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Differs for everyone.
Okay, well then just for you personally.
What constitutes cheating to me? What could you do that's cheating?
Why does that have to be so direct?
Because I need to answer.
Personal.
I need to answer like
Okay, yeah.
with
What
honesty.
constitutes as me cheating?
Well, obvious things: sleeping with someone, kissing someone.
So is a kiss enough for you to end a relationship?
Oh, in a heartbeat, be gone.
Wow. But like a whole relationship with a kid in it and everything?
No, I'm talking about what we have.
Okay.
You kiss someone else, you're gone. Yeah, just let that be known. Emotional cheating could just be a long, like weeks or months of texting or back and forth with someone.
But the conversation non-sexual, but
non-sexual. You're on a text, so it can't be that sexual, can it? Unless you're like literally saying, "I love your boobs. I want your cock." Like if you're saying all that, but even just like bad mouthing me, she don't have to be sexual. But like, oh, he's just not this, and sometimes I just think I want more. That
is cheating
to another guy who's obviously trying,
right?
Not to your friend, like as in like you're having suggestive conversations, almost contemplating,
or you're like
leaving me for this person. Yeah, right. That I would say, I would class that as cheating, or. Again, you would be gone. Gone. There will be no
black
jury.
Screen statements on Instagram.
Yeah, there will be I'll have an opening statement.
So you think it's enough if you go into your partner's phone and you see that on there they've been texting someone that you has suspected fancies them, yeah, and they're texting them and they're talking your business basically.
Yeah,
that's emotional cheating.
That's something. I don't know what it is, but that would be like, what's going on?
What about? I'm trying to think like what's another context of cheating. Okay, what about if I saw a video of you and you was in a club and like, or like the Tommy Fury thing, and you had your top off and you was like with a girl.
With a
but
girl.
The girl's like shaking her bum and she's like, and you're like.
Well, notice I didn't say dancing was cheating.
I just imagine that's what you'd be like.
Yeah. I don't think that's cheating. I think that's having a good time.
So you think it's okay for a girl to grind her
See,
crotch
you added
you?
stuff now.
No, I said she's shaking her bum, she's bent over.
The word grind was
I'm
not
saying if
in
you're
there.
like this, she's doing that. So
is it Carnival?
No, it's just in the club.
I wouldn't have my top off in a club.
Okay. Okay, all right. The top's on.
Top's on. And so now I'm just having a dance.
Yeah.
I think we can talk about that.
Okay, but reverse it.
If you're the girl,
I'm at Carnival.
You're
I'm just doing
out.
I'm doing up my little dancing, and then someone comes up and they do the whole leg swing over, bow, leg swing over, bow, and then they flip you around, bow, and I'm just like,
you can't do that. You actually can't do that.
But what I'm saying is that cheating?
That's not cheating.
Or is that just embarrassing?
Yeah, it's not cheating, but it will be frowned upon. And will have repercussions.
Your camera's gone off. Just going to low-key cancel my Carnival plan.
Yeah, if you're going Carnival, just chill out.
I'm not. I can't stand when it's like you're on that. Like, I like Carnival, but the only way I'm going Carnival is if I'm on a float.
Remember the last time you went Carnival?
About 5 years ago.
Is it?
Yeah. Because I only like to be on a float.
When I go Carnival, I don't dance.
All right. If you don't dance in general.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't, it's not. I'm not catching wines.
But
at
I don't
Carnival.
like having to like stand in the line and then you can't get out of it and it's just walking for long and then everyone's touching you and
Me and you went Carnival.
everyone are thirsty. I didn't go Carnival with you.
Facts. No, we did.
Who was that you went
We
Carnival
did. We
with?
walked through it. Like
Who was that
we
you went
touched
Carnival
Carnival and come
Who
out.
did you go Carnival with?
I'm sure that was you.
Who did you go Carnival with?
We went Carnival.
Who did you go Carnival
Couple
with?
carnivals ago.
No, because I've always said to you the last couple of years, do you want to go Carnival? And you're like, no. And then you end up
Didn't
going
we
with
literally
EXO,
walk
who
through,
that
get
means
food
that
and
you
leave?
went with EXO and another girl.
No,
You
I'm
did.
sure I'm saying with you.
You can tell in your
Sure,
facial
man.
lighting. You look at your lip is quivering. Who did you go Carnival with? Call EXO right now.
I did not go with another girl. I'm sure me and you
But
went
who
Carnival.
was the other mixed race girl
Got
that you're
food
confusing me with?
and then
that you went with?
never fully went in and left. That didn't happen.
Again, you're confusing me with someone else.
You're making it sound like
Bear
that.
in mind, we've been together 7 years. I don't understand
This
how you're
must have been
confusing
about
me.
5-6 years ago.
So you just cheated on me at the beginning.
No, it was you.
Was it me?
What's your next topic?
It's Carnival with
What's
you.
your other topic? Yeah, I think I dreamt it. Or maybe it was, I don't know. Are you sure?
Can I just say you're looking hella guilty right
I'm
now?
mad, it's getting hot.
Your
getting
face is
mad
looking
hot.
guilty.
Yeah, I feel like I just made something up that's got me into something I wasn't said to be in.
Shut your mouth. Okay. All right, my next one is I saw online this morning that a 38, and I don't want to throw shade at her, but I think I'm about
38-year-old woman.
A 38-year-old woman
Damn.
has died from having gone out and got a BBL surgery. She died in the surgery.
During the surgery.
I think so, yeah. I
Not
didn't read the
after.
whole... Excuse me. I didn't read the whole thing.
Where did she do this?
Somewhere abroad. I'm going to say Turkey or somewhere. She's got 2 kids as well. And I'm like... I think it's like, on a level, like, I don't want to blame her. But I'm also like, she felt like it's so risky. Like, BBL surgery, out of all of the surgeries, is the most riskiest. And I just feel like it's so sad that she must have felt she had to go and put herself in that danger in order to...
But she didn't think she was putting herself in danger.
Well, she does. Of course she does.
You don't.
You
You don't
do.
think. It's like anyone who's got their boob job, they're not thinking about the danger.
Yeah, but BBL is most known for being the most dangerous, most likely to cause death.
Yeah,
But
but
she's not
you
the
still not
first.
think. You think it's like when I went to have my knee surgery. Yeah, they tell me so many times what can go wrong, and even though they're telling
Your
me,
keyhole knee surgery. It's a bit different.
it's just an example though. It's an example. Yeah. All right. Why is keyhole knee surgery a laughing matter, but a girl's bum surgery is not?
No, but I'm just trying to say what tickled me was like, it's not like as much life threatening as it's a keyhole.
I could laugh at you having bum surgery.
I don't know, but I actually did have.
No, but
surgery.
somebody having bum surgery. All right, even your surgery, and that's a major one there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and when I was in the hospital room and I was saying to you, I was like, Reese, like, I'm actually feeling quite scared about this. Like, my life is going to change after this. You were like, oh, stop going on about it like it's a big deal.
For anyone
said.
you can't see,
You can see.
but my KAIRA over there had her neck sliced open
By a pirate.
and had her thyroid taken out,
Yeah.
which means that sometimes she's a bit cranky, and I just have to put up with it.
That's the scientific.
That's what the doctor warned us. We didn't listen, did we? But well, let's use your more serious surgery. Yeah, no, because you probably was worried, right? But they probably said to you, by the way,
Yeah.
you probably could die from this.
Well, it's the reason that I'm no longer a, Mariah Carey level singer.
Your voice was like always this croaky before. But when you went for these consultations, the amount of times they would have told you about the possibilities of X, Y, Z,
Yeah.
you're not really thinking those are going to happen.
Well,
You might have been for your neck, cool. But when I had my major surgery on my knee, yeah,
Yeah.
they constantly say before they put you under and like when you're signing things, the danger. This could happen. This could happen. This could happen.
Yeah.
This could, and you're literally sitting there like, yeah, but how likely is that going to happen? I just want my surgery.
Yeah, of course.
When girls are getting their BBLs done and the doctor's saying, by the way, this could happen. You're kind of like, yeah, but not me. let's just get it
well,
done.
yeah, you never think it's
So you're
gonna
not
be you.
thinking about she weren't thinking, oh, I'm going to put myself in danger. She's thinking, this is going to cost me some money, but I'm going to look good. That's it. She's not thinking about dying. So it's unfortunate that she did
It's
pass.
so sad. I just found it so
But don't
sad.
you think, do you not think, like, BBLs are going out of fashion? And now I'm more of a smaller, but normal, perfect bums are kind of coming back around.
Maybe, yeah.
Like the over exaggerated BBLs
Yeah.
go
But I
like
feel
for
like
a while they were like, wow, but now they're kind of like,
I think like, yeah, the exaggerated ones, but I feel like some people are probably getting BBLs because they have nothing, so they're getting
different,
like a nice round bum.
But I'm talking about some people that have a decent bum and then want
Go
it to be
extreme.
crazy, so they get these crazy BBLs.
Maybe
and for a while they're
commercially,
quite they're quite interesting, but like after a while, like I saw a woman at the gym, she's obviously had nothing but work done, and her legs didn't match her bum, so she had a BBL done, but her legs were like sticks, and I was just looking at her like, you look like an ant, like
yeah, ants life.
yeah, that's what you look like, an ant. You look like a big ant, but it's like I can imagine at first that probably seemed to her like we've fixed something here, but now 2 years later, are you
Have you seen that woman that like she does the video where she's walking through the plane and she can't fit down the aisle and then she can't fit in the seat
because of her bum so big?
It's so big.
But is she fat or is her bum just?
No, she's definitely had BBL, but like it is like
you've inconvenienced
big.
your
Like
life
I mean like this big, like that is the cheeks like that.
How do you sleep if you got a BBL? Can you sleep on your back?
Don't know.
Imagine
Maybe they have like
imagine putting like a big pillow underneath your bum and sleeping, so your back is arched up like this.
Yeah.
Like they must have a funny pillow, innit?
Well, maybe they've just got a dip in
or
the
pregnancy
bed.
pillow.
Yeah.
Imagine having to have a dip in your bed for your bum. BBLs are going. Stop getting BBLs, man. I didn't know that was dangerous.
Yeah, really dangerous. They're like the most.
But you wanted to get a boob job.
Yes.
You still want to get a
I
boob
still
job.
want to get a boob job.
Dangerous.
Well, after I have baby, that's what I'm going to do.
Why?
Because I want to try and breastfeed. Not saying that you can't breastfeed with it, but I want to try and breastfeed. Plus, my mum did have small boobs. Then she had 3 kids, and now they're quite big. So I feel like I've still got time.
You're waiting for your boobs to come in like I'm waiting for my beard.
Yeah, there's still hope. And then after that, I feel like women have this like.
I'm glad you said you want to breastfeed though.
I want to try. I'm not fully committing to it. I'm just saying I want to try. I've got quite sensitive nipples and like I don't really like want. I feel like it's gonna feel weird. I don't really like that. But anyway.
What do you mean you don't like what?
I just feel like it feels weird when they're
touched.
Yeah, or sucked on.
Well, you don't like that?
Not particularly.
You know, you think you're doing something.
It's not really my thing.
All right, say less.
I just feel like for some reason it makes my tummy feel weird.
All right, say less, say less.
It makes me feel wiggly, so I feel like I'm
Anything else you don't like?
It's not for this podcast.
But there are.
No.
All right, cool.
But yeah, so then I think after I have a baby, I'll probably feel like I want to like feel good about myself again. And some of the things about my body that I have now, I might not have after pregnancy. Like I have like kind of like a flat stomach. Maybe I might not have that afterwards. So I might want some boobs to make me feel better. So I'm like...
Balancing.
Balance.
It's all about the balance.
Yeah. So what type of surgery do you think... Like, what is too far?
For?
Anyone, man or woman.
To be honest with you, I think anything for men is a bit too far.
That's not very
Well, that's
fair.
that's just the standard that we're at.
It's not very fair.
But that's just where we're at.
What, even hair transplants?
Nah. Okay.
No shade.
No shade for hair transplants. I'm not gonna throw stones in that glass house because I may be there soon. No, hair transplants, I don't think... Okay, that is surgery, yeah, but it's like...
Surgery.
Well, no, I think hair transplants are alright. I don't
Disclaimer.
I don't think any artificial body part is I think any artificial bodywork on men is too far.
Like the 6-packs.
Too far.
Where they like pull your abs.
Too far, yeah. That's all too far. And pec implants, bicep implants, anything like that.
I didn't know you could get that.
Right, there you go.
Wow.
Yeah. Anything like that. I think you've gone too far.
But do you think it's because you don't need it?
No, because...
No, but do you think that if you had like, you know, like a really puny chest, weak arms, you would be
but
like...
I don't actually have... I don't have big chest, big arms or anything, but...
No, but you have a... What you do have is you have a nice frame.
Force
Yeah.
that one out of you there.
No, but what I'm saying is you have a nice frame.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you've got the biggest biceps in London. I'm just trying to say that, like, if you were to... Like, when you bang gym, you naturally develop in a nice way.
I don't bang no one named Jim. I'm sorry.
I thought we weren't doing that today.
I don't
So when you go
gym.
to the gym consistently...
I don't go to gym consistently either. When I go to the Nasium...
Okay. Anyway. I can't remember what I was saying now. The immaturity's distracted me.
Bring that mic closer to your mouth.
This is what happens when I try and compliment you.
Yeah.
Start acting
You
all
start
silly.
talking about Jim. I don't know who Jim is.
Start acting all silly.
That's not silly.
Like a little boy.
That's not silly. I'm just keeping it 100.
Just a public service announcement for all of the men out there. The pause is unattractive. Yeah?
You
it
pause
makes
me.
you seem so immature and stupid, and no woman wants to be with a boy.
You pause
there.
me all the time. You pause me.
There are times when I have done it, but I do it ironically.
So do I.
It's not ironic though.
It's
You mean
punny.
it.
It's just punny.
Punny.
It's just a play on words.
Anyway,
Go
so
on. When I
what
go to
surgery's
the
too far
Nasium.
for a woman then? No, I'm skipping the compliments. You fucked that.
Oh.
Forget that.
All right. What surgery is too far for a woman? BBLs.
BBLs.
Yeah, I think if it doesn't kill you, it's too far.
What about, like, we do know someone, I don't want to light them up, but we do know someone that has had a calf reduction.
What? Well, who?
I don't want to say
Well, I'll
them.
bleep it out. Why did she have a calf reduction?
Maybe it was too much for her.
Yeah, but why didn't she get the other calf extended? Because that's an option.
I think she got both done. I don't think it's one.
Oh.
She's not a peg leg.
Oh, I thought that's what you meant, like
No,
to even out.
No.
So she was too tall.
I don't think it's shortened that way.
Are
I
you
think
sure
it's
she didn't have
shortened
a
that way.
calf extension?
No.
Because that's a thing.
I think she had it slimmed.
I don't get it.
Like, it's not lengthened or shortened. I think she had it slimmed.
The calf bone.
No, like the muscle.
Oh.
And that is a shin.
Lost.
Okay, don't worry about it.
Lost.
What about, because I potentially in the future would get like Botox.
Do you mean like to preserve rather than change?
Yeah.
That's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this on the Rated 18 podcast. It says she has work done not to change her looks, but to keep her look as it is. So is that what you mean? So you're not going to be having like lip fillers?
I have thought about lip fillers.
Why? Don't do that. I don't like lip fillers. I don't. I've never seen someone with lip fillers and thought I liked it.
You know a couple of people with lip fillers, don't you?
Then that. It's not to do, like, it's for them.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I've never seen lip fillers and thought, I like it when you get lip fillers.
Fair enough.
I understand why people get lip fillers, but you don't need lip fillers.
Okay.
Not like that. Yeah. What else would you get done? What would you want me to get done? If you could change one thing about me with it, surgery or a year of treatment, like
Therapy.
Therapy. What?
I'm sending you to therapy.
Are you being serious?
Yeah.
That's quite deep that you just said.
Yeah.
Let's go back to appearances. Because
Sending you to therapy to sort out your ego.
is it?
Yeah.
Well,
do some deep shadow work.
Let's get deeper into that. What are you actually saying?
I think that therapy is useful for everyone. And I would say that you should definitely go to it. I think it would give you a non-judgmental space to talk about how you actually feel. And I think you need to address some of your defensiveness that you have. It's like it's your coping mechanism.
Are you talking about grief? Or are you talking about anything other than that?
No, I think that grief for you highlighted some issues that were already underlying, personally. And that's coming from someone that loves you and witnessed you through it. I think even when you were in the depths of your grief, I don't think you really saw. It's very hard when you're in that moment to look from the outside and look at everything that it's affecting and like where it comes from. But I think there's loads of things that you could unpack and like deal with better. And I think like there's nothing wrong with like developing and exploring yourself. Like you've got to be with yourself for the next however long you're here. It's not just your partner. Do you get what I mean? You've got to be with yourself. And I think that the fact that I personally think most people that think that they don't need therapy are definitely the ones that need to go to therapy. And I think a lot of the time you've not really had a grasp on your mental, and then something bad happened which made you be like, shit, I need to think about it. And now you're out of the worst of it. So you're almost going back to that original thing of like, I'm fine. And it's like, actually, there's like a lot of stuff that, you know, and it's like small things. All of these things come from childhood and like, do you get what I mean? I feel like there's a lot for you to unpack, and I would love for you to do that. I'd love for you to feel like you could do that.
Is that something you think most people, or are you thinking directly me?
The fact that you're even asking that question is very telling to me.
What do you mean?
Because you're just
no,
like,
I'm saying, are you like? I know this question started on what would you want me to do, but in your description of why you want me to do it, it sounds like something that you'd probably want for anyone.
I want it for a lot of people, but I specifically want it for you because I love and care about you, and I feel like I can see some things that are like holding you back that I think you could explore and understand. I just think that it's a good thing to be able to understand yourself a bit better. Because I think if you don't, then you're just closed-minded.
You know what I'm worried about therapy? I only went to 3 sessions and I came away from it thinking I was a therapist myself. So what would I be like if I continuously went to therapy?
But I think that's something
like when I hear people telling me their problems and life stories, I start therapizing them. Is that a word? What would you say? I start like, you know, thinking about things that they're not thinking about, and like trying to take them. Well, I think you're scratching the surface here or something. Like, what would I be like if I went to therapy? I think I'd hate.
But again, you're shifting the focus from yourself to other people's problems, and that is a problem for you.
Are you therapizing me right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the deeper you know yourself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like what it is that you're always like, oh, I know who I am. I know this. I know what I like. Rah, rah, rah. But it's like, are you going to be like that in 10 years' time? Because life changes. Do you get what I mean? And it's like the cells in our body actually brings me on to my last topic. It's perfect. I was going to talk about neuroplasticity.
What?
Yeah. Which is about basically my understanding of it, which is very limited. I'm sure people will disagree with me on this, but it's about your brain being malleable to change and being able to adapt. And if we can develop our neuroplasticity, then we're more able to cope with change. And I feel like that's something I'm trying to work on.
When you say change, you mean changing the world or changing your body?
Everything, environmental, like anything that you would require change. It helps you to learn things better as well. And I just think I think it's every 7 years your entire cells regenerate. So it would be stupid to think and think about we've known each other 7 years. Yeah, I've gone from 23 to 30 in 7 years, right? So the things I wanted and thought about then, obviously I'm going to have developed my understanding. I've moved, so environmental is different. I've changed jobs, so again, my environment's different. I've been to therapy and done a whole load of work there, so I'm going to have a different understanding. So it would be silly to think, oh,
You've had your
I know
thyroid
myself. I've had my thyroid out. Like, there's been loads of changes. Do you get what I mean? And I just think like it would be silly to think, oh, I know myself now and that's it and that's what I think and I'm fine, it's everyone else. Whereas I think you should keep exploring the new person that you're going to consistently become. because you're going to. When you become a dad, it's going to change you. Like, do you get what I mean? Losing your dad changed you. Like, you have to, I think you have to keep learning and keep unpicking and keep exploring it. And therapy's not for everyone, but I think everyone should try it. And I think that, like, men are specifically, like, you know, we know that there's a reason that male suicide is so high. We know, and I know you guys have spoken about this on the podcast before with Leo, but, like, I think going somewhere and speaking to someone, I think often you say, like, well, when I speak about my problems, no one can fix them, so I don't like to speak about them. And, like, that hurts me, because I'm like, that speaks to your mentality of, like, a problem, I've got to fix it. You think that's a calm way to be, but actually that's an anxiety thing. You don't like not being able to fix something. So it's like, it's better to just not deal with it. It's better I just don't deal with it, because I can't talk to you about it because you can't fix it. And that's going to piss me off. And it's like, actually, the learning in there is working out why we can't fix it. Like, do you get what I mean? Why, like, can we make this not a problem? Like, can we be all right with it? Like, can we work around it? We might not be able to fix it directly, but what can we do as small steps? But not talking about it does not, and just pushing it down does not mean it goes away. It just manifests somewhere else.
I think that's almost accurate to how I see things, but not 100%. It's not that, yes, I do say that, and that is a thing I do, but a lot of the times it's more, if I'm listening to other people's problems, I'm more the thought just sitting there thinking everyone's got problems. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I personally think that's an issue.
Do you?
I think it's.
I feel like it helps me though.
Yeah, but I think that, and that's another thing, is that, like, one thing I've been learning recently is, like, there's certain behaviours and certain things you do which protect you, and they get you so far. They get you to a certain point, but for you to get to that next level, for you to break that boundary, maybe that no longer serves you anymore. For me, for example, I've always been, like, hard on myself and always been like, you can do better, you need to work harder, you can do better. And that's always been in my head, which, if you look at my track record and what I've done in my life, it got me so far. Beating myself up to make myself work harder, it got me the things that I've got right now.
Me?
No, but it's got me to where I've got right now. But I don't think that's going to serve me moving forward. I think that now that mentality has started to limit me. So it's like, it's got me to here, but I want to be here. So I might need to let go of that in order to get to there. So for you, being able to, like, be just, like, kind of dismissive and be like, well, everyone's got problems, and that helps you feel a bit better, that might have got you to here. But maybe for you to get to the next level, you actually need to develop your empathy more, and actually that attitude is no longer going to serve you for where you're trying to get to. Do you get what I mean? So it's like, it's okay to be like,
I do have empathy though.
I'm not saying you don't, I'm just saying that maybe you need you need to look at it differently, maybe, and have more empathy and have more, like, I'm not saying you're completely heartless. That's not what I'm saying.
Definitely not.
You're not heartless. I'm not saying that at all. You're definitely not. I said earlier you've got a really big heart, but I just feel like,
for the little people. Yeah,
and I feel like maybe you feel like your problems don't seem that important, so you kind of, I don't know, I'm not a therapist, so I can't tell you what that means. I just think sometimes just because something's worked thus far doesn't mean it's going to work forever. At one point we were, you know, burning coal in our houses, and then we were like, oh, electricity. Like, do you get what I mean? Like, it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to stay the same, but it gets you so far. That coal kept us warm for a long time.
Do you know that was only like 40 years ago?
Mad.
Was it 40 years ago?
You just rolled one eye. How did you just do
I lagged.
that? You're like...
No, it's because I was thinking, I was like, was it like 40 years ago? But like, how much the world changed in like 20 years compared to 40 and 50 and 60 to what would the world be like in 10 years?
Well, they do say we're developing at a faster rate technologically than human race can keep up with. So, like, for a long time, for hundreds of years, the technological advances, we were able to be like, oh, this is something new. We ride the wave of it. Oh, and then something else new. Then we ride the wave of it. And it, like, changed our world. Yeah, it changed our world in line with how we were developing as a human race. But it's like, I think they said like the last 20 years or like the internet era has made us go exponentially like, and we are not adapting in the same way that we were.
Do you know what as well though, yeah? You know when they speak about millennial babies? Excuse me. And you think about like what you grew up seeing. Like what you grew up experiencing to what opened up your mind and things. It wasn't a lot. And it would have been around the internet era where we even got to see things like rotten.com, where you're just going to see some wild shit that you've never thought about, and you're like, oh my God, and you like show somebody else, like, look at this. And it could be anything. To now, when like, I don't know if I saw this on a podcast, I don't know if you said this to me, but it highlighted it to me. Like a 4-year-old whose brain is just absorbing everything. You could put like a Snapchat filter on them, show them themselves turning from a baby to a dragon, to an old person and coming back, like whatever. There's no limit to what, and now their brain has to like evolve with that. Like that's the norm. That's a possibility. It could make them more creative from early, but it also could like traumatize them, like certain things, you know, like scary things and stuff that we didn't have to deal with. So what happens to these people, like in the difference?
We don't know. We are basically, our kids are a massive social experiment because we have no idea what it's gonna turn out as. Like we have no idea because it's never been done before. We're starting to see it. I really want to read this book called The Anxious Generation, which is about how kids shouldn't have phones until a certain age, and like there's lots of parents that are actually adopting this.
I can see why.
Adopting this kind of behaviour. You can see how it could be limiting because they, in this day and age, they need phones and social media to be entrepreneurial and all of this sort of stuff. But what they're saying as well, which I actually really do relate to this, maybe not so much you, but like humans were never made to have the accessibility that we have now. So before, and obviously I'm saying this in a really basic way, but like if I was, I don't know, 500 years ago, I would wake up. What I'm worried about that day.
500 years ago.
I don't know, just
go back 50.
No, but even then it's, okay, all right, 100 years ago.
Right.
Yeah. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to...
I'm trying to put my head in the era, which would be 19.
Your eras mean nothing. All you know is Game of Thrones which doesn't exist.
Game of Thrones was
annoying.
Game of Thrones was definitely before Henry VIII and all of that.
It's not true. It's not real. It's fantasy. And it was before the
Vikings. It was before the Vikings. Yeah.
This conversation really irks me.
I wind you up with the conversation, but it's only annoying you because you know I'm partly right.
There's dragons in it.
Yes, but it was still based on a time. There was no toilets. There was no toilet paper.
There's influences across time.
They were sending messages via Raven. We can like put this in an era if we want to. It definitely wasn't in the future, and it definitely wasn't within the last certain amount of years. So there was a time for Game of Thrones. It isn't just a made-up time, as you were.
My point is, forget the time period. Previously, my concerns as a human might be waking up, do I have enough water to drink? Are my kids still alive? How do I avoid disease? And am I going to have food to eat? And can I keep warm? Yeah, so they're like your basic things. But now... we have so many things. And not only that, I would only be worried about my mate down the road. I didn't know what was going on in other countries. I didn't have to worry about Donald Trump and political, being unstable politically.
And that's that. You say 100 years, but that change has literally come from internet, which is, I literally, we're talking... like
30 years.
Less than that. 20. 30.
Yeah.
Okay, 30.
But like...
No.
Yes.
The internet was... when I was in school... the internet was...
because your school didn't have it, didn't mean the internet
No, but
exist.
it was like... internet wasn't the internet we have today.
Okay.
It was more like Ask Jeeves.
Yeah.
It wasn't like...
okay, but...
this just happened
All right,
in,
well, actually, you're
this just happened in
inaccurate.
Paris, and me and you are looking at it right now. That wasn't a
going
thing.
to be accurate, then you would talk about the press, which is about actually when we started to be able to document and send around newspapers across the world in the 1800s.
What's that? That's not internet.
Yeah, but what it meant is that we had access to all of these stories across the world that we might not have done radio. Like, we slowly have started to increase our accessibility, to increase the things we worry about, increase the things that we care about. And it's like, I don't think that specifically children have the capacity to worry about all of these things. And what it's done is it's created a generation. Everyone is so anxious.
100%.
And it's like, I do think, and I want to read the books. I'm speaking about it, having not read it yet, but I do think there's a correlation.
If I liked reading, I would like to read this too.
Maybe I will read it and give you the notes.
Because like I was thinking this the other day as well. Is like growing up, or like when you look at like me and Leo like to talk about the youth. Or Leo likes to be an agony aunt to the youth.
Okay.
But like you say, like when I grew up, I wasn't worried about what anyone was doing outside of Mitcham, really. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I compared myself to what people was doing in and around Mitcham, and I strived, and my ambition was sort of influenced by them in a way. Like, not obviously you see other things you want to do, but really, if everyone's got grey Hirachis in Mitcham, that's what's popping right now. And if we're all saying that white ones are shit, then the white ones are shit. However, now, this is a really bad example, but now you compare yourself to what everyone's doing around America. Anywhere. Like, oh, they're doing that. We should do that now. That's what's cool to them. Okay, that should be cool to us now.
And I think to be balanced, what's worth saying is that there has been some aspects of it which are really, really beneficial and useful. If you are a queer kid in the depths of Texas in a Mormon family or something, and you've never been able to find community, and there are online forums for people that feel the same way as you, and that is your community and that is your friends. There's definitely been aspects. There's so many positive aspects to it. But I think it's undeniable that we're going to be able, considering that technology is just going to develop more and we're going to know more about ourselves by default, I think it's undeniable that in 20, 30 years' time, we're going to look back and be like, what the fuck were we, doing to ourselves? Like
BBLs.
Maybe, but a bit more dramatic than that. But I look at when you're on your phone, and you're literally the amount of information your brain is consuming, you're like, real.
And I don't see nothing that you lot are talking about. All this politics and crime. I don't see any of it.
It's your algorithm.
My algorithm is jiu-jitsu and bums.
Your algorithm is okay, maybe it is, but your algorithm is based on shits. The shits that come up on your algorithm is ridiculous.
Don't chat shit. Because my algorithm is full of and the shit that comes. I see you scrolling through shit. So everyone gets a bit of shit.
Yeah. Why is there so many bums in your algorithm?
I don't know. It knows what I like. What can I say? It knows what I want. It ain't showing me nothing but bums. I don't get boobs. Take the compliment.
No, you do, actually.
Because I'm not a boob man.
These girls that are on there are these AI generated, perfect looking girls.
You're AI generated, perfect looking girl.
No, I'm not. But yeah, so I just think the amount of information that is consumed, I don't think we have the capacity for it. But I'm not sitting here proclaiming to know what the answer is. I just feel like, I think it's a really scary kind of place.
Very scary. The world changes dramatically, especially for us. I think the world changed the most for us. Actually, we kind of grew with it. The world changed the most. Is that
saying that I'm in your generation? Because
you are definitely in my generation. You're mentally the generation beyond me. I'm going to dispute that. You may be 5 years younger than me, but you are definitely 10 years older than me.
When we asked Shay the other day,
with your crockery.
When we asked Shay put you in Carly's bracket.
I can't believe that.
And I'm in the bracket below.
I can't believe that.
So I'm going to take that word for it.
I couldn't believe that. I'm a granddad. I'm not going to lie. I don't actually strive to be seen as young. I am an old man, full of wisdom, full of knowledge, full of experience.
Knowledge, but only particularly within UFC and Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
What else would you say is something you're knowledgeable about?
Life. People.
Okay.
I think. I have no claim of like knowledge of politics or things, general knowledge, things like that.
Politics is people.
Huh?
Politics is people.
No, the behavior of people is politics is an effect. Is the effect of I'm very good at understanding people and their motives behind things.
I don't think there's anything that I would proclaim to be particularly knowledgeable in. I don't actually
Books.
think. No, but like I think it's because
literature.
My issue is that maybe in comparison to some people, but if you speak to most of like people that are like
Actually
work in
smart.
editing and publishing, and
You don't know
authors,
anything compared to them.
I don't know anything, so I would never feel comfortable to say I'm knowledgeable in anything.
I'm knowledgeable on Jiu-Jitsu then.
Yeah.
The
you think
body.
You can beat everyone.
I'm knowledgeable in your body as well.
Should we fight? Okay. He's scared I'm going to beat him.
I will fuck you up, and I tell you this all the time. I do not lie to you.
I just do that for your male ego.
Yeah?
I just let you
Well,
know.
my male ego has been stroked and it's where it should be.
Didn't I sub you the other day, though? I'm pretty sure I armbarred you last week.
No.
I did.
KAIRA.
I did armbar
KAIRA.
you. Do you not remember?
KAIRA.
Do you not remember?
Do you know what this is like?
But do you not remember? You're telling me, honestly saying you don't remember me armbarring
I remember you armbarring me.
Yeah.
I remember me tapping.
Mm-hmm.
I also remember letting you get there. Yeah?
You couldn't get me off mount. Remember? That's what you said.
Listen.
Maybe he was lying.
There's a thing called rope, right? I don't know if you know about this yet or not. It depends on where you're at in your jiu-jitsu journey. But when you get to this sort of level, what you do is you give...
We're both blue belts.
You give rope.
Yeah.
See how much rope you can give someone before you take it away.
But you didn't because I
And I realised how much rope to give you next time.
Okay.
That's the thing. You passed that.
The thing is, you are better than me.
100%.
Way better than me. Way better than me. I fully admit that.
Yeah.
It's my...
But I am proud of you for armbarring me. It was on. I couldn't get out. But seeing as you want to brag about it, tell me the next time you armbar me, yeah?
I was joking.
Yeah?
I was joking.
Next time I'm rolling with you, I'm going to tickle your foot until you tap.
Don't you?
Yeah, that would be
the worst thing you can do.
But those of you who don't know, KAIRA trains Jiu-Jitsu as much as I do. She teaches kids. She's there as much as me. We're both going there after this podcast. Yeah. And that will be something we would want to continue when we do travel to Thailand. I'm going to be going back over to my YouTube page where KAIRA will be featuring way more. I think we had ideas about doing this sort of podcast about our travels on the road. So it's been a good...
Let us know if you got any name suggestions.
Yes, because do you know what? CHATaBOX, I hate the name. I hate this name of this podcast.
So how did it become a thing?
Leo just ran with it. Do you know how it became a thing? I'll tell you how it became a thing. I didn't really believe in how far we would go with the idea. I was kind of like, yeah, whatever. And he was like, let's call it chat. I was like, yeah, cool. Ran with it. And I remember looking at it and thinking, I don't really know if I like this name. But I just ran with it because I didn't care, as if it might not go that far. Then it started to pick up, and then we started like doing it consistently, and I was like, oh, this is actually working. And now I'm like, I think about the name, I'm like, could we change that? Like I thought about changing it to CAB, pod. Cab, but CAB. CHATaBOX.
Yeah, I got that. I was just saying what.
But just it looked. I did a design and it looked good. CABPOD. Like I did a logo that looked good, and I thought, oh, this is good. But then people will be like, "What's CAB stand for?" And then you have to come back to CHATaBOX. And I'm like, ah. But anyway, like I'm sure Nike, somebody was like, "That's just a tick," and then now it's.
Wasn't Nike had a different name, didn't it?
Blue Ribbon Sport. That might have been, that could have been something else. I'm sure it was Nike though. Yeah, Blue Ribbon Sport. Well, KAIRA, it has been a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And maybe we'll have you on one more time because Leo's away for 2 weeks.
Okay. What if they hate me though?
In fact, I will have you on again because this will allow the comments to comment.
Okay.
For then you'll be here to read them out next week.
Be kind.
So let us know your thoughts, people.
I know I'm opinionated and a bit nerdy, but be kind.
She's a massive nerd, but she's my nerd, and I love her.
Thanks.
But that is the end of this week's episode. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, because you know it does great things for the channel. I've been your boy Bailey, here with
KAIRA.
Peace. Take care.
Done.